Hi, I'm Ken Oakes at Oakes Daylilies. I'm at our display gardens. Now, these beds are all planted in rows, just the way the display garden worked out. But I'm going to talk today in this video about what you might want to consider, or some ideas at least, if you want to plant a circular bed of daylilies. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So we do a photo contest each year, and we've noticed from the pictures that folks send in that a lot of y'all have circular beds in your yard. And so the principles I'm doing today would work in a circular bed, but also, if you have an oval shaped bed or whatever, a lot of the things I'm going to talk about would work at that as well. So the first principle I wanted to talk about was that when I do a landscape planting, I like to plant in groups of the same kind. Typically I would say 3 of a kind makes a nice little display. You don't have to do this, but it's just something I found that looks good in the garden. And then, of course, obviously, it depends on the size of your bed, how many plants you'll be able to fit into it. You'll have to keep in mind, the spacing. On daylilies, plants that have small flowers oftentimes have a little bit smaller plant. So those would be 18 to 24 inches apart. If it has a bigger bloom, oftentimes it's a bigger plant. That's not hard and fast rule, but rule of thumb. And those you're going to want to plant probably 24, maybe even 30 inches apart. Now, I will say when you plant them, they may look too far apart when you first plant them, but over time they'll fill out and you'll be glad you spaced them that far apart. All right, so one suggestion would be something that I did at my house. There's a tall variety in the middle with smaller plants around, and what I did at my house was Red Volunteer was the tall variety in the middle, which is about a 36-inch tall big red bloom, as you might guess from the name. And then around the edge, I just used one variety, which is the variety Stella d'Oro, which is a really popular small, shorter bloom, about 18 inches tall, a small bloom, gold, a bright gold variety, and also a good rebloomer. So they don't necessarily bloom at the same time, but the Stellas bloom really nice around the base, at the really early seasons when they bloom. And then the Red Volunteer blooms more mid-season. So the Stellas will bloom and they're kind of finishing up, and then the Red Volunteers bloom. And then Stella is a good rebloomer, so we'll have blooms again later on in the fall on the Stellas. So that's an idea. So, you may have noticed in the last video or the last section that I had 9 plants of Stella around the edge and 3 Red Volunteers in the middle. So if your bed works out to that size, another idea might be, rather than have, 9 of the same thing around the edge, split it up into like 3, 3, and 3. Some suggestions, perhaps you could put something tall like a nice light yellow variety called Hyperion, which is listed at 40 inches, so it's pretty tall. So you can put some stuff that's not really short, more mid height in front of it, and will still let the Hyperion show up above. Some suggestions for that might be a nice red like Chicago Apache, which has a nice yellow throat, so that's going to pull the yellow from the center and then be a different color, so those look good together, red and yellow. And then you could go around the corner to Strawberry Candy, which is a nice pink with a red eye zone, and the red eye zone will pull from the Chicago Apache, and then it's got a yellow throat to pull from the Hyperion. And then, the third one could be something like a Pygmy Plum, which is a nice plum purple color, kind of pulls from the red and again the yellow throat. So, just some suggestions. The opportunities are limitless, really, what you could put in there. And then, of course, the last option would be just plant all different stuff in there, just keeping a couple principles in mind. Obviously, you're probably going to put the taller stuff in the middle. And then you can either do things that bloom the same season, like actually the ones in the last suggestions, the Hyperion in the middle, all of those 4 varieties bloomed mid-season, so they're probably going to be about the same time. Or you could do like the very first one I mentioned, Stella, which blooms super early, and then Red Volunteer in the mid-season, so you have a mix of seasons. But you can really just, do anything with really just keeping in mind, the taller stuff in the middle, and then the spacing. Be sure and leave enough room. Like I mentioned, 18 to 24 on the smaller blooms, plants with smaller blooms, and 24 to 30 inches on the plants with larger blooms. So I've mentioned, the different heights on daylilies, and then the different seasons of daylilies. And so I'm just going to show you real quick how to find that information on our website. So if you go to Shop Daylilies and then click Shop All, it lists all the daylilies that we have available. And over on the right here, you've got some different selections you can make. And so if you scroll down here, you can select by height, under 20 inches, 20 to 27, etc. So you can click one of those and it will select for you all the varieties that fit into that. And then if you are looking for all the same season, for instance, you could click you scroll down to the seasons and you have all the mid-seasons that fit that category. And then there's another one I'll point out, which would be the foliage type. If you happen to live in zone 9 or 10, so you don't really get a good cold winter, you're going to need to select either evergreen or semi-evergreen. So you'd want to click one of those two. If you live anywhere else, zone 8 or colder, don't worry about it. You can grow pretty much anything that we grow. But down south, evergreens or semi-evergreens. So let's just talk about, what to expect when you plant a new bed of daylilies. It kind of depends on the time of year that you plant them. So if you plant them early enough in the spring, in our area, East Tennessee, if I can get them planted by the end of March, first part of April, they have a really good chance to bloom pretty well that first summer. If I wait later on in towards bloom season, they just don't have enough time to get established to bloom really well that first year. They'll probably have some bloom, but probably not awesome. Now, if you plant them in the fall is a great time to plant, and you want to do that, probably a month at least before your first hard frost, if you live in an area that gets hard frost. Then they'll probably be set to go next summer. Our display garden behind me here, we actually redid the whole thing last fall, and they're coming up really good, and I expect them to look really good this summer. So fall's a great time to plant. So we've been growing daylilies for over 40 years, and so we love talking about daylilies, and we've got a lot of videos that we've shot about daylilies. We talk about planting in bed in this video. You might want to check out this video if you have any questions about how to plant a daylily. They're pretty simple, but this will give you some tips. And if you have any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. You can put them below, or our contact information is on our website. We'd love to hear from you. And thanks for watching.